If you've been forgetting names more often, misplacing your keys, or walking into a room and wondering why you came there, I want you to know something important. You are not losing your mind. You're not broken. And you are certainly not alone. After 70, our brains work differently. Not worse, just differently. The truth is, your brain has been serving you faithfully for 7 decades or more. It has stored thousands of memories, learned countless skills, and adapted to changes you never imagined you'd face. So yes, it may slow down a little, but that doesn't mean it's giving up on you. Science tells us that memory changes with age are completely normal. The hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for forming new memories, naturally shrinks as we get older. Blood flow to the brain decreases slightly, and the connections between brain cells, called synapses, don't fire quite as fast as they used to. But here's the powerful truth that too many people your age never hear. Your brain is still capable of healing, growing, and improving. It's called neuroplasticity, and it doesn't retire just because you did. What matters most now is not how sharp your memory was 10 years ago. What matters is what you do today, tonight, and every evening moving forward. Because the habits you practice in the hours before sleep have more influence over your memory than almost anything else. And that's exactly why this video exists. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you one simple evening ritual that has helped thousands of seniors just like you protect and even restore their memory. It doesn't require expensive equipment. It doesn't involve complicated exercises. And it certainly doesn't require you to be in perfect health. All it requires is a few quiet minutes in the evening and a willingness to be kind to yourself. You spend your whole life taking care of others, your family, your work, your responsibilities. Now it's time to take care of the one person who deserves it most, you. And it starts tonight with one gentle, powerful ritual that tells your brain, I still believe in you. So if you're ready to give your memory the support it truly deserves, stay with me. Because what you're about to learn could change not just your memory, but the way you feel about aging altogether. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that by the time evening rolls around, your mind feels a little foggy? Maybe you forget what you were about to say mid-sentence, or you struggle to remember something that felt clear just a few hours earlier. If that sounds familiar, there's a real reason for it. And no, it's not just in your head. Your brain doesn't work the same way all day long. In fact, the hours between sunset and bedtime are some of the most vulnerable hours for your memory. And here's why. Throughout the day, your brain uses a hormone called cortisol to keep you alert and focused. Cortisol helps you react, think quickly, and stay sharp. But by evening, your cortisol levels naturally drop. That's a good thing because it allows another hormone, melatonin, to rise and prepare your body for sleep. But during this transition, your brain is in a delicate state. It's tired. It's processing everything that happened during the day. And it's highly sensitive to stress, overstimulation, and poor habits. Think of your brain like a battery. By evening, that battery is running low. If you continue to drain it with bright screens, stressful news, heavy meals, or late-night arguments, there's nothing left for your brain to use for its most important job, memory consolidation. That's the process where your brain takes everything you learned, experienced, and thought about during the day and locks it into long-term memory. This process happens mostly at night during deep sleep. But if your brain goes into the night already exhausted and overstimulated, memory consolidation suffers. And there's another factor most people don't realize. Blood flow to the brain also slows down in the evening, especially if you've been sitting for long periods or eating heavy, salty foods. Less blood flow means less oxygen and fewer nutrients reaching your brain cells. And when your brain cells are starved, they can't do their job properly. Now, I'm not sharing this to scare you. I'm sharing it because once you understand what's happening inside your brain at night, you can do something about it. You can stop working against your brain and start working with it. You can create an evening environment that protects your memory instead of damaging it. And that's exactly what the ritual I'm about to teach you is designed to do. Your brain has been working hard for you all day. By evening, it doesn't need more stress. It doesn't need more stimulation. What it needs is rest, rhythm, and a little bit of intentional care. And when you give it that, even just for 10 or 15 minutes, the results can be remarkable. So before we talk about what you should do in the evening, let's first talk about what you might be doing right now that's quietly working against you. Now, I want to be very gentle with this part because I'm not here to make you feel bad about your habits. We all have routines. Some of them serve us, and some of them, without us even realizing it, work against us. So let's just shine a light on a few common evening habits that may be quietly affecting your memory, so you can decide for yourself what might be worth changing. First, let's talk about late-night television. I know. Watching TV in the evening is relaxing. It's comforting. And after a long day, it feels like the easiest way to unwind. But here's the problem. Most of what's on TV at night is designed to keep you alert, not help you relax. Whether it's the news, a crime drama, or even a reality show, your brain is being flooded with information, emotions, and bright flashing lights. And all of that keeps your cortisol high when it should be dropping. Your brain stays in alert mode when it should be shifting into rest mode. And when that happens night after night, your memory pays the price. Second, let's talk about eating heavy meals late in the evening. Maybe it's a big dinner at 8 or 9 o'clock. Or maybe it's snacking on chips, sweets, or fried foods right before bed. When you eat late, especially heavy or greasy foods, your body has to work overtime to digest it. Blood that should be flowing to your brain gets redirected to your stomach. Your blood sugar spikes and crashes, and your sleep becomes restless and shallow. And remember, deep sleep is when your brain consolidates memory. No deep sleep means poor memory, plain and simple. Then there's the issue of bright lights. If your home is lit up like a shopping mall in the evening, your brain thinks it's still daytime. Melatonin production gets suppressed. Your circadian rhythm gets confused, and your brain never gets the signal that it's time to wind down. This is especially true if you're staring at your phone or tablet before bed. That blue light from screens is one of the worst offenders when it comes to disrupting sleep and damaging memory. And finally, let's talk about mental tension. Maybe you're worrying about doctor's appointments, money, family issues, or things you can't control. Maybe you're replaying arguments or stressing about tomorrow. When your mind is racing with anxiety in the evening, your brain releases stress hormones that interfere with memory formation. You go to bed tense, you sleep poorly, and you wake up feeling just as tired as when you lay down. Now, I'm not saying you have to give up TV forever or never eat dinner again. That's not realistic, and it's not necessary. But I am saying this. If you want to protect your memory after 70, your evening routine matters more than you think. And the good news is, you don't have to overhaul your entire life. You just need to add one simple ritual that counteracts these habits and gives your brain exactly what it needs to thrive. And that's what we're going to talk about next. All right, here it is. The one evening ritual that can help protect and improve your memory after age 70. And I promise you, it's simpler than you think. It's called the Evening Brain Reset Routine. And it combines 3 powerful elements: gentle movement, deep breathing, and mental quiet. Let me walk you through it step by step. First, about 1 to 2 hours before bed, you're going to do 5 to 10 minutes of slow, gentle movement. This could be stretching. It could be a slow walk around your home or yard. It could even be seated leg lifts or arm circles if standing is difficult. The goal is not to exercise hard. The goal is to move your body just enough to increase blood flow to your brain, release physical tension, and signal to your nervous system that it's time to shift from doing mode into rest mode. When you move slowly and mindfully in the evening, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system. That's the part of your nervous system responsible for calm, digestion, and healing. It's the opposite of the fight or flight response. And when your parasympathetic system is activated, your brain produces more of the neurochemicals that support memory and learning. This is not about burning calories. It's about calming your mind and waking up your brain in a gentle, restorative way. Second, after your gentle movement, you're going to sit or lie down comfortably and practice 5 minutes of slow, deep breathing. Breathe in through your nose for a count of 4. Hold gently for a count of 4. Then breathe out slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. Repeat this pattern for 5 minutes. That's it. Why does this matter? Because deep, rhythmic breathing increases oxygen flow to your brain. It lowers cortisol, it calms your heart rate, and it activates the vagus nerve, which is directly connected to memory formation and emotional regulation. Studies have shown that just 5 minutes of deep breathing before bed can improve sleep quality and cognitive function in older adults. You're literally feeding your brain the oxygen it needs to repair and remember. Third, and this is the most important part, you're going to spend the last 5 to 10 minutes in mental quiet. No TV, no phone, no guiding, just quiet. You can sit in a comfortable chair, lie in bed, or even rest on the couch. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable, and just let your mind rest. You don't have to meditate. You don't have to clear your mind completely. Just stop feeding it new information. Let it digest the day. Let's settle. This is the time when your brain begins the process of organizing memories, discarding what it doesn't need, and strengthening what it does. Think of it like cleaning up your kitchen after a big meal. If you keep piling more dishes on the counter, you'll never get it clean. But if you stop, take a breath, and put things away one at a time, everything becomes clear again. That's what mental quiet does for your brain. So to recap, gentle movement for 5 to 10 minutes, deep breathing for 5 minutes, and mental quiet for 5 to 10 minutes. That's the evening brain reset routine. It takes less than 25 minutes total. And it works because it addresses exactly what your brain needs most at night: circulation, oxygen, and rest. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, that sounds nice, but I'm not sure I can do it. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about next. Because no matter your age, your health, or your limitations, this ritual can be adapted to fit your life. Let me be very clear about something. This ritual is not about being perfect. It's not about doing advanced stretches or holding your breath for 2 minutes or sitting in complete silence like a monk. This is about doing what you can with what you have, right where you are. And that's enough. Let's start with the movement part. If you have arthritis, joint pain, or balance issues, you don't need to do traditional stretches. Instead, try this. Sit in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor. Slowly roll your shoulders backward 5 times, then forward 5 times. Gently turn your head to the left. Hold for a breath, then turn to the right. Lift one knee slightly. Hold for a second, then lower it. Repeat with the other knee. That's movement. It's simple, it's safe, and it works. If you use a walker or wheelchair, you can still do this. Arm circles, wrist rotations, ankle flexes, and gentle torso twists all count as movement. The point is not how much you move. The point is that you move with intention, slowly, and with awareness. You're telling your body, we're winding down now. It's safe to relax. Now let's talk about the breathing. If counting feels stressful or you lose track, don't worry about it. Just focus on breathing a little slower and a little deeper than normal. Put one hand on your belly. Feel it rise when you breathe in. Feel it fall when you breathe out. That's all you need to do. If you have lung issues or breathing difficulties, don't force it. Just breathe as deeply as is comfortable for you. Even 2 or 3 minutes of conscious breathing is better than none. And if you forget the pattern, remember this simple rule. Make your exhale longer than your inhale. That alone will calm your nervous system and help your brain relax. Now about the mental quiet part. I know some of you might feel restless. You might think, I can't just sit and do nothing. And that's okay. You don't have to sit in perfect stillness. You can lie in bed with your eyes closed. You can sit in your favorite chair and listen to the sound of the evening. You can even gently stroke your pet if that helps you feel calm. The goal is not to empty your mind. The goal is to stop filling it. No new information. No new stress. Just be. If thoughts come up, and they will, don't fight them. Just notice them and let them pass like clouds in the sky. You're not trying to meditate. You're just giving your brain permission to rest. Now, let's talk about timing. The best time to do this ritual is 1 to 2 hours before bed. So if you usually go to sleep at 10, start your routine around 8 or 8:30. This gives your brain enough time to shift into rest mode before you actually lie down to sleep. But if your schedule is different, that's fine. Just try to be consistent. Your brain loves rhythm. When you do this ritual at the same time every evening, your brain will start to expect it, and the benefits will come faster. And please don't feel like you have to do this perfectly every single night. Life happens. Some nights you'll forget. Some nights you'll be too tired. And that's okay. What matters is that you come back to it. Even 3 or 4 times a week is enough to see real results. One more thing. Make your environment work for you. Dim the lights. Turn off the TV. Put your phone in another room if you can. Wear comfortable clothing. If the room is too cold, wrap yourself in a blanket. If it's too hot, use a fan. Comfort is not a luxury. It's a requirement. Because if you're uncomfortable, your brain will stay in alert mode and the ritual won't work. This is not a test. This is a gift you're giving yourself. So be kind, be patient, and trust the process. Your brain will thank you. So what can you realistically expect when you start practicing this evening brain reset routine? Let's talk about that, because I don't want to overpromise. But I also don't want you to underestimate just how powerful this simple habit can be. In the first 7 days, most seniors notice one very clear change. They sleep better. They fall asleep a little faster. They wake up fewer times during the night. And when they do wake up in the morning, they don't feel quite as groggy. This happens because the ritual helps lower cortisol, increase melatonin, and calm the nervous system. Better sleep is the foundation of better memory. So even if that's all you notice in the first week, that's huge. You might also notice that you feel a little calmer in the evening, less anxious, less irritable. The mental quiet part of the ritual helps break the cycle of evening worry that so many seniors get stuck in. And when your mind is calm, your brain has the space it needs to do its job. By day 14, many people start to notice small improvements in memory. Maybe you remember where you put your glasses without having to search. Maybe you recall a neighbor's name that you've been forgetting for months. Maybe you can follow a conversation a little more easily or remember what you needed from the kitchen without walking back and forth 3 times. These are small wins, but they matter because they remind you that your brain is still capable. It just needed a little support. You might also notice that you have more mental energy during the day, because when your brain gets the rest and oxygen it needs at night, it performs better the next day. It's that simple. By day 30, if you've been consistent, the changes become more obvious. Your memory feels more reliable. You're less foggy. You're more present in conversations. And most importantly, you feel more confident. You stop doubting yourself as much. You stop assuming that every little memory slip means something is seriously wrong. You start to trust your mind again. Now, I want to be very clear. This ritual is not a cure for dementia or Alzheimer's. If you have a diagnosed medical condition, you should absolutely continue working with your doctor. But for the normal, age-related memory changes that most seniors experience, this routine can make a real, measurable difference. And even if your memory doesn't improve dramatically, even if all you get is better sleep and a calmer mind, isn't that worth 20 minutes of your evening? I think it is. And I think deep down, you do too. Before we wrap up, I want to share one optional bonus habit that can double the power of your evening brain reset routine. And the best part? It takes less than 2 minutes. Here it is, right before you do your mental quiet time. Take a moment to recall 3 good things that happened during your day. They don't have to be big. They don't have to be life-changing. Just 3 small positive moments. Maybe it was a kind word from a neighbor. Maybe it was a good cup of coffee. Maybe it was hearing your grandchild's voice on the phone. Maybe it was simply feeling the sun on your face for a moment. Whatever it was, bring it to mind. Picture it. Feel it again. Why does this work? Because when you intentionally recall positive memories, you activate the same parts of your brain that are responsible for forming new memories. You're essentially giving your memory system a gentle workout. You're also ending your day on a positive emotional note, which reduces stress and helps your brain consolidate memories more effectively during sleep. This practice is called gratitude reflection, and research shows that it can improve both mood and memory in older adults. But again, this is optional. If it feels like too much, skip it. The core ritual is enough on its own. But if you want to take your memory support to the next level, this simple habit can help you get there. Think of it as a dessert. The evening brain reset routine is the main meal. This gratitude reflection is just a little something extra that makes the whole experience even sweeter. And who doesn't love a little extra sweetness at the end of the day? If you made it this far, thank you. Thank you for caring about your health. Thank you for believing that you still have the power to make a difference in your own life. Because you do. Your memory is not gone. It's not broken. It's just waiting for you to give it what it needs. And now you know exactly what that is. Gentle movement, deep breathing, mental quiet, and a little bit of kindness toward yourself. This evening, when the sun starts to set and the day begins to wind down, I want you to try this ritual. Just once. See how it feels. Notice what happens. And if it helps, even a little, do it again tomorrow. And the next day. And the day after that. Because the truth is, it's never too late to take care of your brain. It's never too late to sleep better, think clearer, and feel more like yourself again. You spend your whole life being strong for others. Now it's time to be strong for you. Your memory matters. Your mind matters. And you matter. So take these 20 minutes tonight and give yourself the gift of a brain that feels supported, rested, and ready for whatever comes next. You deserve that. And your memory deserves it too.